eggs are the only larvae of Proteus known to human. First,
the male had to establish a territory, which is not large, like something like half a meter, 80 centimeters. And he defended the territory against other males, which were breeding at that moment. And when he smelled the female, he released the spermatophore, which is a small package of sperm cells. Up until now, in the world, only 4 spermatophores were seen. So yeah, this is not something which is common.
It's not common.
Yeah, you cannot find it. So the female picked it up. We don't know exactly when. So she decided to lay the first egg, and we noticed it. And then there was this big question what to do. We removed all the other Proteus from the aquarium. This was the first step. So she actually could use the whole aquarium in the days that followed. The egg laying was almost 2 months long. 64 eggs were laid, which is quite a normal number. The eggs are kind of glued to the stone itself, and with time this glue was not so strong any longer, so some eggs fell off. So we have suddenly we have some eggs which are on a net and some which are on the stone. And now, as they hatched, we could even observe the effect of gravity onto the eggs. If they're on the stone, they hatch more successfully and then and much faster than on a flat surface.
Hermaphrodites basically can be male or female. Whether the reproductive ratio of male or female in the aquarium is.
There is something else. Yeah, there is something else. We could prove all this with genetic research. So we need a functioning breeding colony which produces enough eggs to make genetic research then on the embryos. One thing. The other thing is the Proteus itself has such a large genetic code that it's something like 12 times the size of humans, or even more. It's really hard to apply genetic methods to Proteus research right now because of this size of the genome. And
it's big data.
Yeah, it's big data. Yeah.